The second dessert we want to dig into and try was baked by a young cook who's previously landed in the bottom three, but shined tonight. Please come forward, Dara.
I'm really happy because the last dessert I made put me in the bottom. And this time, it's like redemption. My only worry with this cake is that you don't know what it looks like on the inside. So I'm praying that my layers are even.
Okay, Dara, tell us what you made.
So today I made a berry chiffon cake with a blueberry Swiss buttercream.
Of the two, which is more beautiful to you?
I think that mine may have some straighter edges and maybe a little smoother.
You know what, Dara? I agree.
I think you actually counted the blueberries. I mean, that's...
Of course she did.
You know, that's how close you are.
It's almost too bad we have to taste it. I wish we could sell it.
The most difficult part of this tonight was what?
Making sure that my layers were even.
Yeah, that is crucial. Let's find out.
Ooh la la.
Man.
Really beautiful.
Good job, Dara.
It's excellent.
Textbook. It's delicious. The sponge is just airy, light. The frosting is wonderful. I think the balance between the acidity of those blueberries and the compote, spot on. Very hard to get that right. I'm just so happy for you, girl. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
The frosting is in balance. It's not overly sweet. There's a little touch of savoriness in there. I mean, just unreal.
Thank you, Chef.
It's really perfection. Bravo.
Well done.
Thank you so much. Good job, Dara.
To turn around and say that the edges are straighter than ours,
I love that.
that shows gumption.
They are. Please come forward. Dara.
Being in the top 3 feels incredible. The fact that Christine Haw gets to taste this dish that I've put so much into, and I couldn't be any prouder of that.
Dara, what's your dish?
I prepared a rice porridge with a seared duck breast and sauteed morning glory, mung beans, and a chili oil.
The real risk here is I don't see the 11 ingredients, but hopefully I can taste them all. Wow.
Dara, I must say, rice porridge is a very humble dish. It's something I grew up not really liking because my mom only cooked it when I was sick, but you've managed to make this humble dish into something that is very elevated.
Thank you so much.
What you did is take Vietnamese flavors and techniques and somehow manipulated them into seeming like it's a European Michelin-starred dish. It's got a lot of explosions of flavor. Every bite's a mystery and a discovery at the same time.
I can't believe that you were able to get all of this flavor done in an hour. The usage of the herbs wakes it all up, and it's a really interesting pairing for duck.
Thank you, Chef.
Dara, it's delicious. Young girl, you've got a palate. Let's get that absolutely clear. Yeah, that rice is not too starchy. It's just, you know, you've treated it like a risotto. You're only 20 years of age, and so if anyone thinks that you're the youngest and the underdog, they need to think again. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't cry, don't cry.
No.
Next up, Dara and Fred, please bring your dishes down. Thank you.
We got all the components for each dish on the plate, but I know that there are imperfections across the board, and that makes me very, very nervous.
All right, so risotto looks good. Kernels seem to be cooked right. Looks pretty good.
Shall we?
Yep. So my only question, did you taste the stock that you used to cook the risotto with?
No.
Did you taste the stock?
I did not, Joe.
Do you not taste when you cook? Did you taste the stock that you used to cook the risotto with?
No.
Did you taste the stock?
I did not, Joe.
Do you not taste when you cook?
We literally, it was just like the stress of the situation.
You're cooking for your lives here. You need to taste.
Yes, Joe.
Fred, Dara, Joe's point, stocks need seasoning, tasting. That's the hallmark of any great risotto, is the stock, and it's bland. Add on, visuals on the Wellington.
I'm concerned about the lattice work. It's just the overall size. It looks like a turtle.
How long was it in for?
About 30 minutes.
And who seared the beef?
I did, Chef.
For me, this is like medium. I would like it a little bit more in the true medium rare range, but seasoning is good. The mash are creamy and overall pretty good.
Listen, it's lost its shape along the way. The big issue is this pastry at the top here is raw, and so when you peel that back like that, that first layer of pastry needs to be rolled out thinner. So it's just a shame the hero isn't nowhere near as it could have been.
Yes, Chef.
Joe, visuals on the tartatan?
Overall underdone. Caramel too liquidy, pears undercooked, and I think the pastry looks raw as well.
What a shame. Who put the pastry on top of the pears?
I did, Chef.
Fred, Dara, my pastry's undercooked here.
Yeah, for me, it looks like the pears have so much water, inherent liquid, and you didn't cook them out, and it completely compromised the dough.
Thank you.
Dara.
Well done. Last challenge, I was in the bottom, so it's a huge deal for me, and hopefully I elevated this dish enough.
Okay, Dara, what did you get in your takeout bag?
So I had buttered chicken, and I made Indian buttered chicken with spiced basmati rice, garlic butter chapati, and cucumber mint raita.
So you basically took almost the same exact dish and just up the level.
I did. I wanted to honor the tradition of this dish. I wanted to elevate some of the flavors, but keep it in its traditional form.
The dish looks inviting. Butter chicken, it's that beautiful tomato gravy. That's the hero. I just hope it delivers in that flavor that you expect. Young lady, it's absolutely delicious. There's something quite magical about that sauce. But what I do love more than anything is the spicy rice, which is lovely. So that lifts the heat even more. I'm not used to those small bits. You lose the texture of that beautiful brown meat when you cut them up so small, but it's delicious.
Thank you, Chef.
The boldness in your approach, I just love that. The spices in the rice echo the spices inside the actual gravy. I appreciate that.
I go to Indian food once a week, and this could be served at any one of my favorite Indian restaurants. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're up here together. Such a rock star.
Right, next up, Dara, please, let's go.
This dish is inspired by my dad's love for spice. I was cooking from my heart. I think it shows on the plate.
Right, young lady, describe the dish, please.
The dish is a potato and pea samosa with a tomato chili chutney and a serrano mint chutney.
Visually, it looks beautiful. The sort of perfect appetizer. The pastry's blistering nicely. You made that dough, right?
I did, Chef.
Yeah. Well, how long did you let it rest for?
For about 15, 20 minutes. It needed a little bit more time, but it's thin and crisped up.
Great use of spice, great use of sauces, great flavor. Just the ratio of filling to dough is out of balance, but very good.
This makes my palate dance. I love it. I think the idea of the potato being that perfect sponge for all those beautiful, big, bold flavors was so smart. You stuck in that family, the jalapeno, Fresno, and serranos, and I think that was smart because they have very similar flavors, but they don't supersede one another.
Thank you, Chef.
I think the nice thing for me is that you've got those chili, influences across the condiments as well as nice, but dough needs to rest longer, and it could be a touch thinner.
Yeah.
Doughy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dara. Yeah, mine's really thick here.
Everything else is really good. If it was just a little bit lighter.
Just too thick.
But look at that.
Too thick.
Yeah.
Next up, Dara and Shanika, make your way down, please. Thank you.
We started off good, but we got a little bit of miscommunication going on, and I'm just scared that my dish is not going to look like Dara's.
Right. Are we both confident they're going to look the same?
No, Chef, they are not going to look the same, and I take full responsibility for that.
Uh-oh.
Right. Let's have a look, shall we?
I think I fumbled the ball on the plating.
Oh boy.
Are we both confident they're going to look the same?
No, Chef, they are not going to look the same, and I take full responsibility for that.
Right. Let's have a look, shall we? The good news is they look very similar. Bad news is it reminds me of a dish that's sort of straight out of week 1 of culinary school. It's not Michelin level. Describe the dish, please.
So today we have blackened trout, salsa verde, roasted corn, and sautéed mushrooms.
Blackened catfish I get, but blackened trout. I don't know why we need blackened season on a steelhead trout.
Who decided to serve the shiitake mushrooms this way? I don't think I've ever seen a shiitake mushroom left entirely with the stem on. The scoring of the fish is obviously a difference, so that's a mistake too. But look, we'll taste it.
Right.
An amazing duplication in flavor because they really taste exactly the same in their attributes and their defects. The trout is both perfectly cooked, but the seasoning is aggressive.
The dish is very, very hot with the salsa and the blackened seasoning. And then you dive into the corn for some cooling agent. And you have to run away from the mushrooms because they're just badly thrown in there.
You leave the stems on a chanterelle. You leave the stems on a cremini, not on a shiitake. Never.
I just expect more from both of you because it just is not you at your best. The cook on the trout is absolutely spot on. Everything else around it, including the seasoning, is just obliterating. Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Dara took the lead on this challenge, and I agreed to the dish. So I'm not gonna say that I blame Dara for this, but this is all her idea.
Please bring your appetizer forward.
Even though I got really frazzled and had to remake my sauce, I have to present it still with the confidence that I would if it was perfect.
Can you please describe the dish?
Today I prepared a crispy skin red snapper with asparagus and a miso béarnaise sauce.
Young lady, tough start. You got frazzled there the last couple of minutes.
Yes, Chef.
But visually, yeah, it looks intriguing. I think you've got a really nice colour on the skin. The knife cuts are beautiful on the vegetables. And I love the idea there's miso béarnaise. Can't wait to dig in. Fish is cooked beautifully, young lady. Crispy skin. But I've got a big issue with this sauce. It's a cross between a cold béarnaise and a warm mayonnaise. Dara, I've got a big issue with this sauce. It's a cross between a cold béarnaise and a warm mayonnaise. You need to cook those egg yolks to create a sabayon, which completes a texture to a béarnaise. But the miso works, and bizarrely, it actually tastes quite nice.
Thank you, Chef.
I'm not so hung up on the technicalities of this sauce. Béarnaise, mayonnaise, aioli, it doesn't make a difference to me. Quite frankly, what makes a difference to me that it's all yours, and it's delicious.
Thank you.
I would imagine that personal approach you have to making food comes from maybe your dad. Mm-hmm. You have a courage to just kind of do what's right to you, and it worked for me. This is damn good.
There's a lot of rich flavors with the grilling of the leeks and the asparagus echoing that really sort of richness of the skin of the snapper. The idea of having this aggressive flavor, I think, really says a lot of boldness about you, and I really, really appreciate that.
Thanks, Dara. Fish cooked beautifully, by the way.
Yeah, fish was good.
Absolutely beautiful.
And the seasoning was very consistent throughout.
Dara, please bring your dish forward.
A few different things went wrong in my appetizer round, but I feel really good about my entree. I was definitely calmer, cleaner. That definitely is reflected in my plates.
Dara, please describe what you've made.
For my entree, I made Chinese-style short ribs with a whipped Japanese sweet potato, spiced carrots, caramelized pearl onions with a carrot top gremolata.
Visually, young lady, it looks beautiful.
Thank you, chef.
Yeah, aesthetically very interesting. I love this kind of decorative wreath effect. Now, the moment of truth. I'm gonna do the pinch test. Are you ready?
Yes, chef.
Let's see if this works. Oh, yeah.
At Dara, you took a big risk in that pressure cooker. And young lady, it paid off. It's delicious. That dark, rich, sticky, beautiful short rib with that light, fluffy mash. You're 20 years of age, but it tastes like there's 20 years of cooking in here. And I think that's the exciting thing for me.
It's spicy, it's intriguingly reduced and rich. It's just really thought-provoking food. Well done.
Thank you, chef.
If anything, it is that the sauce is a little over-reduced, so it's almost on the verge of saltiness. Luckily, the sweet potato and the carrot add that sweetness to kind of balance. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, look. I would serve this in my restaurant. I would eat it at his restaurant. I would eat it at his restaurant, and I would eat it at his restaurant. Great job.
Thank you, chef. Thank you so much.
That's very good. Very good indeed.